They could be closing in on them by now. They could have captured them by now. Maybe Joe and Jenny are safe.
Well, those are the good possibilities. The bad ones...
Yeah, I know. I've thought of them too, Viki. I'm just trying to keep a perspective on this thing.
Perspective seems almost a luxury at the moment.
I know, but what I was thinking was... if we've lost Jenny... if Jenny is dead and they drop her body on the hospital lawn like they said they would...
Please, don't.
Well, look. The thing is, the police have that whole area staked out for blocks around. So they catch the terrorists, they find out where the hideout is, and they'd be able to save Joe.
Richard, those terrorists are willing to die. I hardly see either one of them giving out that kind of information.
Maybe. Maybe so. Well, anyway, there's still 12 hours before they carry out their threat against Joe.
I don't know about that either. When the one doesn't come back, the other one's going to assume that he's been caught, and then...
Oh, all right, well, just forget the whole thing, okay?
Come in.
I'm sorry. Excuse me, I just heard Jim and Paul's broadcast, and I just got scared. I rushed out of the clinic, and I wanted to come over to have you heard anything?
No, we're just sitting here twiddling our thumbs.
Well, I don't want to do that. I'm sort of hoping for a miracle. Sort of seems to go with Jenny, doesn't it? Or shouldn't it?
Hello? Oh, Mrs. Hopkins.
Richard, have you heard anything about Mr. Riley and Jenny?
No, nothing yet. Where are you?
Well, I'm in a phone booth not far from the Banner. I thought I could see you if it's not inconvenient.
Oh, nothing's very convenient right now, Mrs. Hopkins.
Richard, if you have something to do, go ahead and do it.
Wait, hold on a second. I don't want to leave you alone.
Well, Karen is here.
Okay, it won't take very long. Okay, Mrs. Hopkins, when? 45 minutes is good. I'll meet you in 45 minutes in the Banner Lounge. Hey, I guess you heard from Becky, huh? You saw her.
45 minutes, the Banner Lounge. Goodbye, Richard.
Mrs. Hopkins. Well, look, I'm going to go see if the police have found out anything more, okay?
How you holding up?
Off and on well. Sometimes not at all.
Isn't it strange? I mean, your husband and my sister are thrown together like that. And here we are. We're not really very close, but because we share the same fear, I feel.
I know.
But I don't feel that I could be very calm. I mean, like you on the outside.
Karen, I can assure you, it is total chaos inside.
Yeah, but if anybody walked in this room, they think that... You know, I've always been a little intimidated by you. Mm-hmm. I guess it's because you're a lot of the things that I'd like to be. Sensible and dedicated to your family and happy. All those things. And I know that it's not just on the surface. I know it's inside. I know it's you. I don't know why I'm talking like that. I guess to take my mind off Jenny. I'm thinking about her every minute. I'm thinking about when we were kids. When we were growing up. And how we grew apart. And then I suddenly realized that over the years, how I'd let us drift even farther and farther apart.
Karen, that sometimes happens to people in crisis. We become very aware of how we've treated others.
Do you think I'll ever get to tell Jenny how much I love her, how much I respect her? Because I don't think she knows that. I mean, the respect part anyway. All my life, I have put her down. I have put down her lifestyle, her beliefs, everything. And it would be a terrible thing if she died. And I didn't get to tell her that I did it because I always felt unworthy next to her.
We can really only pray that you do get the chance to tell her.
Pray? Yeah. That's something I never learned to do very well. Like a lot of things. Funny. I remember Sundays. Be time for church. Time for church would roll around, and our parents would practically have to drag me off to church. And Jenny would... well, she'd just practically skip down the sidewalk. She was so happy to go. She'd get in there, and she'd be in the first pew, and she'd sit up straight, and she'd sing loud, and she'd just look up at the priest, take it all in.
And you?
Me? Oh, well, I'd slouch and I'd kick the pew in front of me and look around for the cutest boy who was near me to try to catch his eye. And then it would be time and everybody would bow their heads and pray and... Oh, Viki. I wish I'd learned to pray. I could be helping Jenny now.
Honey, Karen, don't do this to yourself.
If she dies, I'll never forgive myself. My parents will never forgive me.
Your parents? Now, what are you talking about? You had nothing to do with this.
Oh, yes, I did. Don't you see? It should have been me. I was the bad one. I was the one who was always hurting somebody. And it wouldn't hurt them so much if I died.
You're talking nonsense.
No, I'm not. You don't understand. You see, if I had been the one that had been kidnapped in that parking lot that day, my parents would have told me that it was my fault and not just fate.
Karen, you are their daughter, too. I'm sure it would hurt them just as much if they lost you.
No, it wouldn't. It should have been me. And now there's Jenny, whose life is on the line. Jenny, who is the good one, the kind one, the considerate one, who became a nun, who became a nurse. And then there's me. And I became a...
Became a what?
Apparently the survivor. Viki, I'm sorry. All I seem to be able to do is talk about Jenny. And I know you're concerned about Joe.
Well, I'm worried about Jenny, too.
I just heard a report in the policeman. Cantrell's on his way out of the hideout with Joe.
Must mean that Jenny's safe.
Well, I don't know.
But are the police there, aren't they?
Yeah, of course the police are there.
Well, then that means that Jenny's safe.
No, not necessarily. If there's some sort of mistake, if Cantrell sees the police before they see him, then that means Joe's not safe.
Hey, what's the matter with you two? I just come running in here with the best news we've had yet, and all you can do is see the worst? The police have the place covered. Cantrell is out of the building, away from Bonnie. Joe is out of the building. Everything's going to be all right. It's almost guaranteed.
I hope so, Richard. both be all right. Hello?
Sweetheart, I'm sorry I stood you up for dinner last week.
Oh, Joe. Joe, it's you.
Certainly is, sweetheart.
Are you all right? Oh, what about Jenny?
Well, that honey's still up in the air.
Why? You mean she's still a hostage?
Yeah.
I have to go meet Mrs. Hopkins. Karen, look, you keep the faith. There's every reason to.
Thank you, Richard. Well, darling, God granted my prayers for you. I'm sure he'll do the same for Jenny.
Sure he will, honey. Look, I have to hang up now. Talk to Ed. I love you. I'll see you soon.
All right, darling. Beginning to think it would never come.
Hey, it's all over now. Hey, tell me, where's our son, huh?
Oh, he's upstairs. I just put him to bed.
Has he been asking for me?
Only about 500 times. I've been telling him all along you'd be right back, but I think that even he was beginning to suspect. Come on upstairs, then. You can say hello to him, and I'm going to run you a hot bath, and if you behave yourself, you can use my bubble bath.
Suppose Kevin will lend me his little rubber ducky.
Oh, Joe. Oh, God, thank you. Well, we just put Kevin back to bed, and Joe is lying in our bathtub upstairs. I think actually I should go and look, make sure he hasn't fallen asleep.
Well, listen, I can talk to him later. There's plenty of time.
Oh, do you not have to rush off, do you?
I thought he'd want to be alone.
He's going to be lying up there a half hour at least. Come on, sit down. Actually, I wanted to tell you how much I appreciated Karen's visit this morning.
Karen was here?
No, she came to Joe's office to see me. Are you telling me you didn't know?
No, well, I just talked to her briefly on the phone and told her about Joe and Jenny.
Boy, I'm impressed. I thought for sure you'd suggested she come to see me.
No, I don't understand. You mean to say she dropped by just out of concern for Joe?
Yeah, not out of her fears for Jenny. Your wife is a very remarkable person, Larry.
Why? What did she say?
Well, I'll tell you, it wasn't so much what she said. It was the depth of her feeling. She talked about Jenny and her when they were growing up, and how jealous she was of Jenny's success and achievements and her well-ordered, useful life. But it was more than jealousy. There was love and admiration and also regret because they've sort of drifted apart in the past couple of years.
Boy, I guess sometimes it takes a crisis for someone to get to know his or her own personal feelings.
I guess that's exactly what's happened to Karen. I don't quite know how to describe it. It's really almost as if she had matured a great deal.
You mean in the sense of appreciation of her sister?
Yes, and because she has a better understanding of herself.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, kiddo, I better go.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming by. I'll tell Joe you were here, and maybe next week we can all get together for dinner. I'll call Karen and set up a date, okay?
That'd be nice.
Good.
Thank you, Viki.
For what?
Trying to understand Karen. Being nice to her.
It requires no effort at all, believe me. Bye-bye. Joe? Don't you fall asleep in the bathtub?